What is going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope you've all doing well and you've all had a great week. Welcome back to, well, my second video. Well, it's not so much my second video, it's my second video back, let's say. If you're seeing this notification and you're watching this video and wondering where I've been, check out my last video. I'll try and see if I can link that actually in the top right corner of your screen here. It's only 4 minutes long, just explaining where, my absence has been. Of course, my own personal situation and everything else. But on that note, let me just thank each and every one of you for your really kind and warm welcome back, and more importantly, actually incredibly importantly for me, your condolences. Each and every one of you has been it's been really emotional and really nice seeing that, because it's anyway, it is what it is, right? I'm not going to become a soppy bastard right now, but yeah, life has got two doors, right? One in, one out, and it's what you make in the middle of it that makes the difference, right? But anyway, it is what it is, here or there. Let's get started with the video. First of all, let me just say this is not financial advice. A disclaimer straight away. Anything that you see in this video is of my own thoughts, opinions, concerns. Well, not concerns. Actually, yeah, there will be some concerns in here, but my thoughts, opinions, and experiences. Okay, you do not take anything that I say for financial advice. If you do want financial advice, go and pay a professional and a financial advisor for that. Okay, so anyway, with that out of the way, there's not going to be really a rhyme or reason to this video today, apart from just a market overview and what's actually been happening for the end of the week. Really, because, well, it's my second video back, as I said, and I'm still trying to work out my structure and what kind of content exactly I'm going to be doing. Am I going to be segregating things individually? And again, if there's anything that you really like in this video that you want me to elaborate on more, okay, especially if it's stuff that you haven't heard much of before or you want to hear more of, please let me know. So it'll be really good to see your thoughts. But anyway, let's get on with the show. So first of all, let's just start off with some news. Okay, you can see here from CoinDesk, Amazon's NFT plans teased in a receipt mailed Friday afternoon. Okay, so yesterday we saw this article come out, and it's the first bit of information or concrete evidence, should we say, from Amazon going into the crypto sector. Okay, be it with NFTs, it is something that could also go in, hand in hand with this whole bull market that's starting at the moment, or bull rally, should we say? Okay. Now, do I think we're in a bull market right now? That's neither here or there. I'm going to probably talk about that in a bit. I'm not concrete on one way or another just yet. But anyway, I'm not going to go through these articles in a lot of detail. I want you guys to, if you want to, you can go and research it. You can go and read it. You've got eyes. You know how to use Google. Okay. I just wanted to kind of bring it up just as a kind of weekly roundup and finish off with some news. The next thing is, of course, we saw the lack of trust in the banking sector, and a lot of it going into Bitcoin, okay, and crypto. Of course, we saw a lot of it going into gold as well, okay, and such. But Bitcoin has been benefiting from it, as you can read in this article. And this article is actually really cool and interesting to read and see. And this goes to my point as to why I'm going to be talking about some of the topics I am going to be talking about, which is the global macroeconomic perspective. What's actually going on in the world? Bitcoin is not just about the biggest whale putting millions and millions of dollars into Bitcoin and pushing the price up or down. Of course, we do see manipulation happen in crypto. It is what it is, but it is a lot more reliant on the global economic spectrum, right? What's going on in the world. It is correlated. So for me anyway, okay, I like to keep my eyes open, especially in the last year and a half. I've been trading a lot more Forex, a lot more commodities, stocks, etc. Mainly because we're in a bear market with Bitcoin, and I didn't have much time to really focus on trading and stuff, so I got into that. But in any case, I had to look at the bigger picture, and I'm really glad I did, because I really like to see what is going on in the world and how it does affect crypto. So anyway, that is that, right? This is where we are with this. Also, we did see, I'll bring it up here very briefly, I know other people probably will be talking about it. We did see this, okay, so we saw about 14,000, well, it's just under here, but if I was to drag that up, it will be about 14,000 Bitcoin come out of Bitfinex, okay, and this happened yesterday, right? Big drop there. Now, is this of any importance? Well, I would say yes, because it's a huge drop. You can see, roughly what the size of the ups and downs with the candles are here. But of course, we've had this big up push, and now we've had this really big down push. Is this going to be a start of a consolidation? Sorry, not a consolidation, of a downward momentum, okay, of a breakdown? Is more and more Bitcoin going to be coming off the table? This is a sell all day at the end of the day. Longs getting closed. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about $400 million worth of of Bitcoin here. So is it something that they know that we don't know, right? Is this insider information? Who knows? Okay, but again, something interesting that happened that I thought would be useful to add a bit of flavor to your template, right? In terms of what you're looking at, okay, especially on this channel. Right, before we go into Bitcoin, in fact, actually, before we go into Bitcoin, I do want to mention something that I found very, very important, which was the news last week was dominated really by three main issues, okay, which correlate to a lot of the big price movements that we saw last week, not just in crypto and Bitcoin, but also in the legacy markets. And the first was, of course, the continuing banking crisis. Okay, we saw that happen again. Although there weren't any additional bank failures last week, following the failures of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, which we saw the previous week to that, banking shares remained weak and bearish. And you can see, we've got articles here all about it. You can read, but the main thing to have a look at here is, we saw the week ending with, great concern over Deutsche Bank, whose share price declined by about, what was it, 1/3 over the week, something like that. It's ended at 9.35 there. I mean, you can see if some people can look at this and think of it as a really great discount. Now, it could be, it might not be, depending on which way you look at it and how you look at it. But my point with this is this. What we tend to see in the US happen, right, especially with something like this, okay, something so big, as the banking failures, it tends to trickle into the Eurozone, which we are now seeing with Deutsche Bank. It then does tend to follow into the UK sector. Are we going to see a big UK bank next being in trouble, share price going down, or even failing and getting bailed out? Who knows, right? But are these a series of things to come? For me, I'm looking for, and I know there's other people that are looking at the same as well. We're looking for a black swan event. If everything, if the right mix of potions in the cauldron is hit just right, we might see a big, well, let's see. We might see a big catastrophe in the markets, right? We might see have that black swan event and everything go at real cheap prices. But in any case, that was really big. That was the biggest bit of news that we saw last week that impacted prices across the board. We also saw the Federal Reserve, right, go up with its 0.25 percentage points hike. Okay, and this was important. This is what set off the big Bitcoin drop that we saw. All right, on the Wednesday, if we go to the hourly here, we can see that here, right, which was that there, big drop there. So we saw that, there were that the 0.25 was widely expected, but there was a strong minority belief that the Fed was going to pass on, was going to pause on any further hike. Okay, so but we didn't see that, but it's yet to be seen, shall I say, right? The Fed strongly hinted that it was going to be the last hike in the present tightening cycle. I don't know. I mean, he did go on to express his concerns about inflation and, saying that the banking crisis is not going to help the odds of a soft landing in the US economy and all that kind of jazz. Take from that what you will, but in any case, doesn't look great. Okay, and lastly, of course, we did see the Bank of England also go up, hike the rate to 0.25 percentage points as well, to 4.25. I believe the Swiss National Bank went up by 0.50, I'm not sure. But anyway, you see what I'm saying about the Eurozone coming into the UK. It's starting to happen there as well. But look, despite all of this, okay, that we saw, the three big news, the biggest parts of the news last week did affect, obviously, the markets in general. We did see many of the stock markets able to end the week higher, especially the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. All right, if we go here, we can see, that's the euro, let's go down to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ was, really did sort of end up going up strong. I believe it was trading at a new 7-month high, I think. Okay, I'm not going to look into it now, and don't worry about all this lines and stuff. But anyway, it's showing that even, despite these problems, the tech stock industry, seems to be in a bit of a bullish market, okay, or bullish run, should we say, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the news in however long that's been. It's interesting again. Like I said, for me, I like to take the bigger picture into perspective before I start microanalyzing things like Bitcoin and Forex and everything else. Like I said, I trade predominantly the legacy markets, I have been anyway up to now. But we are seeing Bitcoin come back into its own and come back into this bull market, which is something that, is going to look quite promising. So on that note, let's just quickly look on the daily with Bitcoin. For me, where I said I'm neither here or there yet with saying that this is a bull market or not. Okay, this was our bottom. Okay, well, bottom so far anyway. This is where everyone's calling the bull market. You know, we're on our second leg up here. For me, what I want to see is I want to come into this consolidated area that I've shaded here in this box. But more specifically, in terms of price action, what I want to see is this. You know, I don't trade breakouts. Okay, obviously there's many strategies, guys, and you guys can follow, you know, all your strategies. For me, if I see something like this happen, kind of test it down, I'm gonna, you know, I'm looking to see a further breakdown on price. I want, if to be sure that this is a bull market, I want to see it retest these levels and come back out and prove that it is really on that upward spectrum, right, with Bitcoin. So yeah, that's the kind of big long-term price action with that. I'm not going to go into a weekly time frame. I know a lot of you, a lot of my listeners do look at the 1 minute and the 5 minutes, the short-term time frames. I'm not going to look at that now because, again, for me anyway, weekends are, of course, very low volume, as you can see here. But actually, you know, let's just, even if we're just looking at the hourly here, we do have the daily VWAP here. So we're just over the weekly VWAP, which is volume weighted average. Again, if we want to see up, we want to be able to break that and be consistent on an upward momentum. But I'm gonna look at how tomorrow opens and how Monday correlates through to Bitcoin to see where it's going to go. Equally the same with Ethereum as well. Ethereum is at 1775 at the moment. I'm not going to do any analysis on it. Of course, we know Bitcoin is going to be the first mover, and then Ethereum is going to pretty much follow it. But yeah, you know, we've got a consolidated area down here as well that we can go into. But again, I'm not going to go into too much Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis right now. Okay, where else are we now? We're okay. I think I'm not gonna go into things too much in terms of price point actions. One thing I will mention quickly is the Euro USD pairing, which is the pairing that I traded actually a lot last week, especially getting a nice good short from here. Some of you are going to look at it and go, oh, it's the head and shoulders pattern, or it's this, that, and whatever. Yeah, you can see it however way you like. Again, with technical analysis, it is good, but of course, technical analysis works until it doesn't. But for me, you know, I looked at liquidity, market maker behavior. I'm not going to go into that unless it's something specific you want me to go into. But I was looking to, you know, reversions of the means, and you know, I saw that reversion to the mean come down here, and I took my opportunities on some really good shorts last week, which played out really well. Broke through the 200 EMA, which I was happy with. Took my profits, and yeah, wham bam, thank you, man. That was a pretty nice play for me there. And what I love about the Euro USD, and a lot of the times if I am ever talking about, you know, forex pairings or whatever else, I do talk a lot about the Dixie, okay, the DXY. It's the strength of the US dollar index. I'm not going to go into it. You can Google it. Okay, it's pretty much the major pairings, major indices of forex. And I keep pressing that button. The Euro USD takes up, I believe, it's about 52-53% of the DXY. Okay, so when the US dollar is going up, as you can see here from these two big candles on the hourly, you see that happening. Well, you can see that on the crosshairs there on the left part of your screen on the euro. It does the opposite, okay? Because of course, if the dollar is going up, anything that's trading against it, like the euro US dollar, is going to go down. And equally so, you know, you're going to see that reiterated also at times with Bitcoin. Now, depending on the correlation with the stock market and Bitcoin, because of course we don't want Bitcoin to necessarily be correlated to the stock market again, as we want to see that true hedge against inflation. But anyway, so that's neither here or there with it. I'm not going to go too much into this. It's actually giving me a headache just looking at these lines, but it is what it is. Very briefly, this is a page and a resource that I use a lot. I love using this place, forexfactory.com. Okay, I have got a link for it. I'll tell you where to find that in a minute. If you go to the calendar, you can see, as you can see, this is for next week. We can see exactly what's going on next week, and especially if you are trading the legacy markets, forex, etc. This is going to really play a big part. Okay, so we know we've got manufacturing index and consumer confidence on Tuesday, which is going to, you know, impact prices. Of course, unemployment claims and the final GDP quarter on quarter. As well as, you know, of course, the CPI, PCE, and PMI on Friday. So this is a really good resource. We've got news here as well. You can take a look at, you know, what's going on in the news and of course in the markets. But what's also cool, if you're thinking, well, I don't care about forex and everything else, you come down to the bottom, you click this button here. It takes you to CryptoCraft, which is the sister company of Forex Factory, which is only crypto specific. Okay, which is also really cool. Why didn't it go there? Right, it's going there now. And again, same sort of thing. It's got all the news, that is related to crypto. If that's something that you like looking at, tells you, this is the general market page, tells you the pairings, the prices, etc. And again, if you go to the calendar will be more specific to what can impact the prices of crypto and why. You just click these and it'll tell you typically what, why, how, and when, that kind of business. If you want to find the link to actually I don't have the link to CryptoCraft, but you can find that down at the bottom here. I've got the link to Forex Factory, but you can find that if you click my link below in the description box. It will take you to this page here, which is my link page, campsite. And here you can see we've got Forex Factory right there, okay, under these two, which actually I might do a video on separately on these. Okay, these are about prop firms, and this is what I trade with, especially on Forex and commodities, which is trading with other people's money, essentially. Okay, I'm not going to, that's a very, very basic and cavemanish way of talking about prop firms, but of course they have their pros and they have their cons, but you can, just give an example, I've got, a few 50k accounts, and 50k accounts, on the surface only cost you about $600-700. Of course, there are parameters and things that you have to meet to be able to get funded. But again, that could be for another video for another day. I've got other Forex brokerages up there. And of course, crypto, I've got other things. If you haven't got a Ledger wallet yet, make sure you store your crypto safely. Don't keep it in the exchanges. But anyway, all crypto stuff is here, and I will be updating this page as we get on with the channel. I do have an Amazon shop as well, don't ask why, but I've got a really good book list if you want to read books, if you're into books, and I've got other bits and bobs, and if you're into YouTube. But anyway, I'm not going to go into these links. The main point is here, Forex Factory is right there. So guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. I've been rambling on for far too long, I'm sure, and not with a clear direction of what I'm talking about just yet. I do need, like I said, you're going to have to excuse me until I get the swing and the flow of things again. It has been a while, but again, just want to reiterate, like I said at the beginning of the video, thank you so much, all for all of you for a warm welcome back, and again, truly appreciated your not commiserations, condolences. God, it's been a long weekend already. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. If there's anything in particular you want me to really, talk about, if there's something that you really like me talking about today, and you want me to put into a standalone video, please do. I'll be more than happy to, as long as I've got the time. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, wait, before I do, other stuff that I'm going to be talking about in crypto for next week, just so you can get an idea, is going to be stuff like other things with crypto. Okay, so it can be what are other people doing, how is the crypto market going, technology wise, and talk about things like airdrops, talk about things like Pulse, because I know a lot of people did do that sacrifice thing, so we can talk about that. We can talk about the solidly forks as well, because I know that's a really big thing right now, and it will be getting bigger. So yeah, all of those things to come. But anyway, enough of that, enough of me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a great start to the week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.